Have you ever heard of the haunted palace in Rajasthan? Nestled deep within its heart, this ancient palace is a treasure trove of history, shrouded in tales of the supernatural. One moonlit night, three intrepid friends, Rahul, Arav, and Priya, decided to unravel its mysteries. Unswayed by the spine-chilling folklore, they boldly approached the grand entrance. As the colossal doors creaked open, they stepped into the dimly lit palace. The silence was deafening, only disrupted by their whispers and the faint echo of their footsteps on the cold stone floor. A palpable energy hung heavy in the air, a presence from a time long past. But our daring trio was not one to be easily scared. They felt a thrill, a rush of adrenaline that pushed them to explore further into the labyrinth of the palace. It was a journey into the unknown, the start of a chilling adventure. Undeterred, they ventured deeper into the palace. Suddenly, a faint cry for help echoed through the halls. "Please help me!" With hearts pounding like tribal drums, Rahul, Arav, and Priya dashed towards the desperate plea. Their bravery bristled in the face of the unknown, their steps resonating through the ancient palace. In a secluded chamber, they discovered a young girl. Her eyes were wide with fear, her voice trembling as she pleaded, "I need to leave this place. Please help me." Their hearts wrenched at her plea, their resolve strengthened. Eager to help, they reached out to her, but as they did, a chilling sight met their eyes. The girl's form began to blur, her image fading like an old photograph, until she vanished entirely, leaving nothing but a cold gust of wind in her wake. Shaken by the experience, they hastily made their way out of the palace. The once inviting grandeur now felt like an ominous trap, a ghostly memory etched into their minds. As they exited, they noticed the same girl standing where they had initially encountered her. The sight of the spectral girl, standing in the same place as before, sent a chill running down their spines. Her eyes, once pleading, now glowed with an eerie light that seemed to pierce the darkness surrounding them. Her form was ethereal, almost translucent, like a fragment of a forgotten dream, struggling to persist in reality. Her lips moved, forming silent words that seemed to echo in their minds. They couldn't hear her voice, but they could feel her sorrow, her desperation. It was as if her spirit was reaching out to them, trying to communicate through a language that transcended words. It was a language of emotions, raw and powerful, that resonated deep within their souls. Arav, the most rational among the three friends, tried to dismiss the apparition as a trick of their exhausted minds. He argued that the long hours spent exploring the palace, coupled with the stories they had heard, had led their imaginations to run wild. Rahul, the most adventurous, found himself torn between his curiosity and his fear. He was fascinated by the unknown, drawn to the mysteries of the universe that lay beyond the realm of human understanding. But the sight of the ghostly girl, her silent pleas, and her inexplicable disappearance had shaken him to his core. Priya, the most empathetic, couldn't ignore the girl's silent pleas. She could feel the girl's despair, her longing for freedom, and it tugged at her heartstrings. She wanted to help, to do something, anything to ease the girl's suffering. But the sight of the girl's ghostly form, fading and reappearing, filled her with a sense of dread that she couldn't ignore. The three friends stood there, frozen, as the spectral girl continued her silent pleas. Her hands reached out towards them, her fingers stretching out as if trying to bridge the gap between their worlds. But the more she tried to reach out, the more her form seemed to flicker and fade, like a candle struggling to stay lit against a gust of wind. The friends could feel their hearts pounding in their chests, their breaths coming out in short, ragged gasps. They could feel the cold seeping into their bones, the dread wrapping around them like a shroud. It was a fear that was primal, ancient, a fear of the unknown that had been hardwired into their DNA. They could feel their resolve wavering, their courage faltering. The spectral girl's pleas were growing louder, more desperate, her form flickering more erratically. It was as if she was fighting against an unseen force, struggling to hold on to her existence. And then, just as suddenly as she had appeared, the spectral girl vanished. Her form faded away, her pleas echoing in their minds before fading into silence. The friends were left standing in the empty corridor, their hearts pounding, their breaths ragged. The friends stood there, in the silence, their minds racing. They could still feel the spectral girl's presence, her despair, her longing for freedom. They could still see her eyes glowing with an eerie light, her hands reaching out towards them. But they also felt a sense of relief, a sense of liberation. They had faced their fears, they had seen the unseen, and they had survived. They had ventured into the unknown, into the realm of the supernatural, and they had come out unscathed. Their adventure had been a journey of self-discovery, a journey that had tested their courage, their resolve, their friendship. It had been a journey that had opened their eyes to the mysteries of the universe, to the existence of realms beyond their understanding. The friends exchanged a glance, a silent understanding passing between them. They had experienced something extraordinary, something that they would carry with them for the rest of their lives. They had encountered a spirit, a lost soul trapped in the realm of the living, and they had chosen not to heed her call. But this time, they chose not to heed her call. The friends turned away from the haunted palace, leaving behind the spectral girl and her silent pleas. As they walked away, they could feel the weight of their decision, the burden of their responsibility, but they also felt a sense of peace, a sense of closure. They had faced their fears, they had survived, and they had lived to tell the tale. Deep in the heart of Rajasthan, there existed an ancient palace, rich in history and surrounded by tales of mystique. Such was the setting of our story, a tale that took us on a journey through time and beyond the veil of our mortal realm. The palace, cloaked in an aura of mystery, stood as a testament to Rajasthan's rich and storied past. But it was more than just an architectural marvel. It was a bridge between the world we know and a world that exists only in whispers and hushed tales. The palace had seen centuries come and go, each leaving behind echoes of its time. The walls, silent sentinels of the past, held secrets that were as old as the palace itself. And within these ancient confines, our protagonists, Rahul, Araf, and Priya, found themselves drawn into a narrative that was as chilling as it was intriguing. The friends, undeterred by the eerie tales that surrounded the palace, had stepped into this realm of the unknown, their curiosity outweighing their apprehension. The massive doors creaking open as if inviting them in had welcomed them into a world where time seemed to have stood still. The dimly lit corridors, the unsettling silence, the inexplicable energy. It was as if the palace was a living entity, its every corner pulsating with an unseen life force. As they delved deeper into the palace, they encountered a phenomenon that would forever change their perception of reality. A cry for help, faint yet clear, echoed through the empty halls. The voice, seemingly belonging to a young girl, led them to a secluded chamber. What they found there was as baffling as it was terrifying. The girl, pleading for help, vanished into thin air right before their eyes. The encounter, ghostly in its nature, left them shaken and stirred. In their haste to leave, they saw the same apparition, standing at the very spot where they had first heard the cry. The girl, still beckoning for help, seemed to be trapped within the confines of the palace. But this time, the friends chose not to heed the call, their encounter with the supernatural leaving them with a chilling reminder of the palace's haunted history. The haunted palace of Rajasthan, a place where time stood still and the supernatural reigned, had presented them with an experience that was beyond the realms of their understanding. Their exploration had turned into a ghostly encounter, one that would forever remain etched in their memories. The ancient palace, teeming with tales of the mystique, continued to stand tall, its haunted narrative adding to its grandeur. The friends, having ventured into its depths, had become a part of its history, their experience adding another layer to the palace's spectral lore. The tale of the haunted palace, of the ghostly encounter, and of the friends who dared to step into the unknown is a chilling reminder of the thin line that separates our world from the one that exists beyond our comprehension. It's a tale that speaks volumes about the mysteries that lie hidden within our world, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be understood. The Haunted Palace of Rajasthan, a place where history and the supernatural intertwine, remains a chilling tale of the unexplained. A tale that reminds us that sometimes the world is not as black and white as we perceive it to be. Sometimes there are shades of gray that blur the lines between reality and the unknown. Sometimes there are stories that are left untold, mysteries that are left unsolved, and phenomena that are left unexplained. And with that, we conclude our tale. A tale of three friends, a haunted palace, and a ghostly encounter. A tale that took us on a journey through time, through history, and beyond the realm of our understanding. A tale that will continue to resonate within the walls of the haunted palace, within the hearts of those who dare to venture into its depths, and within the annals of Rajasthan's rich and storied past. The Haunted Palace of Rajasthan, a place where history and the supernatural intertwine, remains a chilling tale of the unexplained. A tale that reminds us that sometimes the most chilling stories are the ones that are left untold, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be understood.